Welcome back to Hobby Cantina. I bet you didn't know I could cook. So we're gonna start doing this every single week. I'll be releasing at least a video or two of just me cooking. We'll do dessert stuff, we'll do random recipes that I find online. I've got a bunch of good cookbooks, so I'll be pulling from those. I'll list those in the description below and stuff like that anytime I use a cookbook. Let's struggle together, and today we'll be making easy homemade southern biscuits. Now, I've made this recipe before, so that's why I'm doing this as my first video on here. It's pretty easy, and you can easily make the fluffiest, best biscuits ever. Let's go ahead and make some biscuits. So the first thing that you're gonna need is you're gonna need some flour, right? All-purpose flour. You're gonna need some sugar. You're gonna need some, see, I don't even remember. See, it'd be easier if I had a cookbook with me, but this is one that I saved this a long time ago. Hold on, the TV's doing weird stuff over here. So this recipe, it's pretty easy. It doesn't take too long. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get some butter out, and we're gonna need, let's see, what do we need? We need a half a cup of unsalted butter. Well, I don't have any unsalted butter. And in this recipe, it looks like they're gonna be adding salt. So we just won't add salt. And I'll substitute that half a cup of butter, the unsalted butter, with just regular salted butter. And it says cold, 8 tablespoons. Is I'm gonna chop this 8 tablespoons of butter up real quick. We're gonna throw it in the freezer. So let's do that real quick. I have diced this into, I think, what would be about a 1/2 inch cube. So I think we did that correct. So we got that done. So now what I'm gonna do is I've got to get a mixing bowl, but instead of using a mixing bowl, where did it go? We're just gonna use this handy dandy blender here, this Ninja blender. Now, you can use whatever blade you want or whatever, but I'll just be using this one. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our butter, we're gonna go ahead and scoop that up, throw it into a bowl right like that. We're gonna throw it in the freezer, or you can do the refrigerator, it doesn't really matter. We'll just throw it in the freezer. Do I have room in the freezer? Absolutely not. I do not have room in the freezer, but we shoved it in there anyways. All right, so now I've got butter all over my hands. That's always fun. In a large mixing bowl, or which we'll be using this, we're gonna combine flour, baking powder, sugar, salt. We're not adding salt because of the salted butter, and then we'll mix it. So we'll just turn it on real quick. And just zzz. So let's go ahead and get our flour. So we'll need 2 cups to start with. All-purpose flour right here. Go ahead and get 2 cups. 1 and 2. 2 cups of flour. Done. All right, so we got our flour. Check. We need to do 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. Let's grab that baking powder. All right, 1.5 tablespoons. Just 1.5 straight into here. 1/2. 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar. So, I don't know why I keep grabbing the halves. There's 1/2 and 1 teaspoon granulated sugar. Skip the salt. The butter is cooling. It seems as though we've gotten this done. All right, well, let's go ahead, get this thing mixed. I'm assuming I'm gonna wake everyone. What is it? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I'm sure it's gonna be loud as hell, right? All right, here we go. So we'll just pulse it. 2 little pulses there. Good to go on that for now. All right, so next thing. What's next? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that cold butter, we're gonna put it in here and we're gonna blend it. And we're gonna blend it until the pieces are like pea size. Well, when you do it in here, it's probably going to be a little smaller than that. Typically, if you do it with a fork, you can get that pea size thing going. And this, it's going to look more like kind of grainy, almost like kitty litter or something. That's what we're looking for consistency wise. And then the next thing we're gonna do right after that, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it ready now, is we're gonna add 1 cup minus 2 tablespoons of either buttermilk or half and half, or any sort of fat that you can basically get into this thing. So we'll be using buttermilk. I've used half and half in this recipe. You can barely notice the difference. I just need to use up some buttermilk. It's got about like a week before it goes bad, so I just want to use it up. So I'm going to grab the buttermilk and get that ready. We'll just be doing 1 cup and then take away 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to grab that right now. So here's my 1 cup right here. 1 cup. And then I'm just going to remove my, my 2 tablespoons. So we got that ready to go. I'm gonna get my butter, and before I grab the butter and put it in here and mix it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get out my pan and what we're gonna cut the biscuits with and what we're gonna roll the biscuits on. I always recommend you just get a cutting board. This is the easiest way to do this. Get a cutting board, right? Just take a little bit of flour, just a little bit of flour. And you're just gonna get that on here and just get that with a nice thin layer of that, right? And if you get too much, you just kind of knock some of it into your sink. Basically what I'm looking for is just something like that. So got that done, right? Now I want to get a tray. All right, got our tray, and you can use a non-stick mat or you can use your parchment paper. We'll just be using some parchment paper. All right, got our tray here. And then we'll go ahead and set our oven temperature. I believe it goes to 450. Yeah, so 450 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so 450. Make sure to kind of leave your pan not near the oven because you don't want these things getting hot. I'm gonna grab something to cut the biscuits with. I believe that they recommend you do your biscuits at 2.5-inch round biscuit cutter. So I'm gonna grab a glass. I've got one of these beer mugs right here. This one's from Marietta, Georgia, Red Hair Brewing Company. This is about 2.5 inches. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna be doing some folding anyways, and they're gonna poof up real nice because they're the fluffy biscuits, right? This isn't really that big of a deal. But if you don't have a biscuit cutter, just grab a glass, measure something that's like 2.5 inches. So we got that ready, right? So I think we're good so far. I think we got everything. Oven's heating up. So we'll just let this, this butter still chill for a second. And then once that oven is heated up, we'll go ahead and add that to this. But I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the butter. AC came on in the house, so it might be my quick way to go ahead and blend so it doesn't wake everybody up. So let's grab that butter. All right, so we're just gonna grab this, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna throw it, all that butter, right into here with our pre-mixed flour and everything. And we're gonna throw the lid on real quick. I'm going to just pulse it like maybe 1, 2, 3 times. And like I said, we're looking for kind of like a gritty looking thing. We just want the butter to be mixed into all of this. That's it. And then we just stop. So we're gonna pulse, pulse. One, last one. That's it, super easy. Just 3 pulses. I've got that exact look that I'm looking for in here. I mean, it just looks like flour. I think we did that okay. Yeah, I think we're good. And we're gonna add our buttermilk or your half and half or your whole milk or anything that's got some fat in it. I just added that. Now the trick here, this is how you make a lot of like doughs and stuff like that as well. Like you can do pizza dough like this. There's a lot of different things that you can do like this, but in the blender or your food processor. I'm going to do the same thing, the pulse thing. I'm gonna hold the pulse until it comes together. Now, I'll actually, just to show you in this video, because it'd be easier for me to do it, I'm gonna put it on low, and you'll actually hear it, like it'll be like, wah, 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 wah. It'll start to make like this, and you'll see it start to wrap and form. That's when you just stop it, you're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Now listen for it. Hear it? Almost there. Almost there. That's it. You just want it to come together. All right. So now we're gonna just take this. I'm gonna pull out this really sketchy blade here and see how it came together like that, like some cotton candy or something. All right. So we got some extra in here. Let's just pull this out with my hands. And this is the fun part, because now we get to make our biscuits. We don't even need a roller for this. That's the best part. We want to just take our hands like this and just kind of, just like you're doing like some pizza or something, right? And we're just going to make a rectangle. Super easy, just a rectangle. And I'm going to push this out as much as I can. After we do that, all we're going to do is just fold it towards you, or fold it this way, or fold it that way, or fold it this way. It doesn't matter which way you fold it. We just need to fold it. So it's folded, right? So now we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna, all we're doing is some folds. Now this can make 10 biscuits, or it can make like 6 or 7 like bigger ones. We're aiming for about 10. So I just folded one more time, and then we're gonna push it out. And you just want to make sure that it's even, like evenly flat. But that's it. Now we're going to take our glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was able to get 5 out of this one. So we'll go ahead and just put it on our parchment paper. We want it at least 2 inches away from each other on there. Our first 5 on there. Now we're gonna take this scrap stuff, and it's really not scraps, and you just wanna do the same thing, and you want it to be even. 1, 2, 3. Put it aside, try to get these. They usually won't stick, but just a little bit. Hopefully these turn out looking pretty good. Now we still have a little dough, so I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna push it out. 1, 2. So that should be 10. You can see these ones are a little thinner. We'll just throw one in the middle there. That one as well. Now, if you really want to get fancy with these, you can take a fork and you can kind of go down the sides of these. You see, you can go down the sides of it with a fork, and you can just make some like lines, right? And then you'll have like that biscuit cutter look. That's it. And our oven is almost ready. So I'm gonna throw these in, and we're gonna put them in for 12 to 15 minutes. I know my oven pretty well, so I'm gonna throw them in for 14. I'm gonna pull them out. You want it a little bit golden brown on the tops. Or we're gonna melt some butter in the microwave real quick, like a tablespoon. We'll melt it, and then we're gonna put it right on top, brush it on top as soon as we pull these out of the oven. So let's go ahead, pop these into the oven. Right on time. 14 minutes. I'm gonna get this stuff cleaned up real quick, and I'll see you in 14 minutes. Well, first we'll melt that butter. The trick with the butter, you just use regular butter. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get one of these. We're gonna just get this Pyrex here, all right? And I'm gonna get 1 tablespoon of butter. Take that, throw it in. So the trick, so you don't get it all over the microwave, you just take a paper towel like this, just like that, and we're gonna put that in there for 60 seconds. Well, keeps your microwave clean. But yeah, we got our melted butter. Set that over here where it's warm. Get a brush, of course, and have that ready to go. And as soon as these biscuits are done, we're just gonna kind of brush them up, and then that's it. Super easy. See you in a second. My next recipe that I'll be filming on here, we're gonna do a Watergate salad. Not sure if you've ever heard of that before. Yeah, this is almost done. 22 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little peek. I think they look pretty good. They look pretty good. So I think we'll be good. These things will continue to cook just a little bit. So when you take them out, yeah, it might still be a little doughy in the middle. It doesn't mean they're not done. You just want them to sit for a second. But also brushing the butter on them helps a lot. Let's go ahead and grab these. Grab these up real quick. And yeah. Check those little biscuits out. Looking nice, right? They're not the most perfect. You can always do biscuits and gravy. I'd say they look pretty dang good. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put that butter on these. Good stuff, right? All right, let's go ahead and get our melted butter. And we'll just, yep, put a little dollop there, bam, 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 and bam, bam. Looking good, looking good. All right, I think I got all of them. There we go. There's some quick and easy fluffy biscuits, southern biscuits, whatever you want to call it, biscuits. Well, I think I've waited long enough. Let's break one of these open. Look at that. All right. Oh yeah. Nice, warm, fluffy biscuits. Is it crunchy? Absolutely. Is it fluffy? Absolutely. Is it amazing? Absolutely. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching Hobby Cantina. Let me know in the comments how much you like biscuits. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.